That's right, we're almost done. We're on the JavaScript portion of this video, and we are going to finish this bad boy off. So let's take a look. JavaScript. That's what makes the web work. That is how the magic happens. There is so much to do with JavaScript, and we are barely going to brush the surface of it. But this is going to give you a taste of what it can do and how it can give you something functional to use in your workplace. So let's go to our HTML. Let's jump right in. I'm not going to bore you with the history of JavaScript. We are jumping in. So go to your HTML and go to your script tag, and this is where we're going to do some JavaScript. Yeah, this is where we're going to do some JavaScript. Right in the script tag, believe it or not. So what I want to do is I want to just try it out. So we want these buttons. These buttons are going to trigger some JavaScript. They're the only things that are going to be triggering JavaScript on the page. We don't really want anything else right now to be triggering JavaScript because, you know, as far as like user experience goes, a user expects these buttons to do something. They don't really expect anything else to do anything. So let's go ahead, and each button has a built-in kind of function called onClick. So onClick, this is where you're going to call your JavaScript. So we're going to say onClick, and just for now, just leave some empty quotations. So here in your script, within your script tag, we're going to declare a JavaScript function. How we declare a JavaScript function is we say function, and right now let's just say button click. You do open close parenthesis, and then open close curly brace, and enter down. So we're going to say function button click. And there are just so many different things you can do in the browser. And we're literally just going to do one. But just to kind of demonstrate how this JavaScript works, we are just going to display the user an alert saying they click the button. So we're going to say alert, parenthesis, button clicked. Okay. And then here in the onClick, we are gonna link this function to this button here, and we're just gonna say button click, open close parenthesis, save it. So go here, go to your browser, go to your project, refresh it, click that button. What's it gonna do? Hey, button clicked. So yeah, that's what we can do, and we can call this same function as many times as we want. We can call it for this button too, button click, open close parenthesis. So let's try it again. So now these two buttons should both do the same thing. Button click, button click. Sweet, sweet. Yeah, so that's not really what we want though. What we want our JavaScript to do is when we click these different buttons, we want this map to update based on where we are in the building. So if we're in the cafeteria, we want to be able to click this button, and then an arrow pops up telling us where to go. So how do we do that? How do we do that? So this is honestly might be the most complicated segment. It's not going to take a very long time, but it might be a little confusing. But I ask you follow along as best you can. And if there's problems, drop them in the comment and we'll get it figured out. But what we're going to do is, remember the last video we talked about classes and IDs? Classes are designed to be declared over and over again, and IDs are more specific to one element. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use, I don't want to say exploit because I don't like that word, but we're going to kind of take advantage of that here. So we're going to say ID equals, let's say evacuation map. And we want it to be kind of a little more specific since this is an ID. So we're going to say evacuation map browser because it's in the browser. That's a really bad ID, really bad name, but I'm not good at naming. So yeah, ID equals evacuation map browser. So we declare IDs just like that, just like we're declaring like class names and stuff like that. And now let's update this function to say something else. Let's say button click. We're going to say change to welding, and we're going to call this function here. And we're going to say declare another function, say change to machine. Same format, and here we're going to declare this one, and we're going to do that for the rest of these. So change to cafeteria and change to production floor. So I'm just going to copy and paste. because I'm lazy. Let's say change to cafeteria. And then change to production. So each of these buttons, we're going to assign the correct function. So this will be welding shop, change to welding. Machine shop, change to machine. Cafeteria, on click equals change to cafeteria. And then production floor equals change to production. Okay. So in each of these functions, we're gonna say, all right, we want to update this image tag to the correct image in this folder. So change to welding. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna call something, and this is where it might get a little confusing. We're gonna do something called document. Spell it right. Document.get element by ID. Just like that. Open close parenthesis, and inside there we're gonna put quotation marks. And then inside here, we're going to define this evacuation map browser in here. So document, this says, all right, take my web page and get an element on this page by the ID of evacuation. And I totally spelled evacuation wrong. Whoopsie daisies. So document, get element by ID, evacuation map browser. And then in here, we can actually change different attributes of this image tag. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to change the source. We're going to say src source, src, how we declare our source, equals, and then we're going to say images slash, and we want, this is our welding. We want to say welding, evac-welding.png. So evac-welding.png. Okay, save that. So now when we click this change to welding function, it's going to say, all right, get the document, get the element of ID evacuation map browser, and set the source of that element to images slash evac-welding.png. So that is literally going to change this entire image. So let's go and see if it works. So refresh, change to welding, drum roll please. Ta-da! It works. So what? Yeah, it did exactly what we thought it would do. It took this source tag and it updated the image to the evac-welding.png, which literally just changed the source tag of that image. So now all we need to do is do that for the rest of them. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste, and the only thing we need to change are these file addresses. So we say evac machine, evac cafeteria, and then evac production. Okay, that's it. I think this is going to work. So we click welding, that works. Cafeteria, that works. Machine shop and production floor. So that's it. That's the project. I don't really have much else to say on this. I mean, I really whipped through this pretty quickly, and I barely scratched the surface of literally anything, but you know, hopefully this will give you a taste for what it's like to do web development. And this is something you can do in your workplace. You know, build your own images and file addresses, kind of using the format we have here, and just kind of go around and, you know, make these buttons live. And you don't even need to be connected to the internet for this to work. You can put this on your local network, and people can just open a file, kind of like how we have it here. You know, kind of like how we have it here. Click open your index. So yeah, that's the video series. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, you know, let us know. If you didn't, also let us know. Use those comments. And yeah, I hope to keep making these series. This was fun. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.